It's the Christmas season again, and that means we're getting more and more dev blogs and leaks as gifts for the next major update. There's also been some developments that add more credibility to the leak list, but more on that later. And starting off, we have the FR-1 Fireball. This plane is certainly interesting to say the least. It is a late World War II carrier fighter that features both a piston and a jet engine. Despite sounding impressive on paper, the total output of this thing is only 1,350 horsepower, plus around about 1,600 pound-force of thrust. Next up, we have the Eurofighter 2000 AESA for Germany. But for the sake of not repeating myself, I'm going to address the British and Italian ones here as well. The leak list doesn't specify, but it is likely we will be getting the Tranche 3A with the Captor E AESA radar. For those who don't know, AESA radar is short for Active Electronically Scanned Array Radar. And without getting too technical, the biggest change you will notice in-game is that the AESE radars can basically update its entire scan area instantly. So gone are the days of your radar scanning slowly side by side. The Tranche 3A Eurofighters could also carry more advanced targeting pods and air-to-surface weapons, but those are installed on hardpoints, so it's up to Gaijin if they want to add them right now or not. Next, we have the DBLK. I don't really have much to say about it, other than it's pretty visually distinctive. Oh, by the way, DBLK stands for Дальний бомбардировщик летающих крыло, which basically translates to long-range bomber flying wing. Hey, it's me from the future. While I was getting ready to release the video, Gaijin posted the dev blog for the DBLK. This means that the leak list is 2 for 2 on the dev blog so far. The rest of the video was recorded before the devblog's release. It doesn't really change much other than the credibility of the leaks, but keep that in mind as you watch. But that's not the only thing Russia is getting, because according to the leaker, they will also be getting the MiG-25, or more specifically the MiG-25 PD. When compared to the OG MiG-25, that we don't have, the most notable upgrades of the PD version are its upgraded engine, a look-down radar, and the ability to carry 4 R-60s on its outer pylons. And now you might ask, imaginary viewer, what other weapons does it have? Well, the leaker was kind enough to suggest that we will be getting both the R-40 TD and RD as part of the update. Those familiar with Soviet missile naming conventions will know that TD has a thermal seeker and the RD is a semi-active radar-guided variant. For those of you who don't know, the R-40 is an absolutely gigantic missile that weighs almost half a ton. And according to Wikipedia, it holds the title of the largest air-to-air missile to enter production. All that is a way to say your missile is about as maneuverable as your plane, aka not at all. From a gameplay perspective, the MiG-25 likely isn't going to be competitive, at least unless Gaijin undertiers it so severely that you're running into teams of subsonics without flares. But even so, I'm just glad they're adding something unique. And last but not least for planes, we have the J-10C. When compared to the J-10A we have already in-game, the J-10C has a different engine, the WS-10B, an AESA radar, and more advanced missiles, such as the PL-10 and PL-15. I'm expecting Gaijin to hold off on the PL-10s until they're ready to add the next generation of short-range AAMs, like the AIM-9X or the Iris-T. As for the PL-15s, it is mentioned in the leaks, so it's likely to make it in. But I would not be too surprised if Gaijin fudges the numbers to make it fit into the game, because this thing is leagues ahead of existing missiles when it comes to both range and maneuverability. I just really hope that no one decides to do anything dumb on the forums. Starting off the tank lineup is the M10. No, not the M10. It is the M10 Booker, an American assault gun that was unveiled in 2023. It has the XM35 105mm cannon, same as the one found on the already present XM8. There's not really a lot to say about the Booker, since its order was cancelled in 2025 because of it being too heavy. It'll likely play just like the XM8, but with the feature that it is a tech-tree vehicle either before or after the Striker. Now, this is where the hearts of the Russian players will light up, as the BMPT Terminator was also mentioned in the list. If you're tired of playing vehicles with insane autocannons, but with literally no armor, this monster is for you. It is an AFV based on the T-72 chassis, with 4 Attacker ATGM launchers, 2 30mm autocannons straight from the BMP-2, 2 grenade launchers, and a ton of 3rd-gen Relict ERA all over it. This beast also gets a fire control system, a laser rangefinder, thermals, and a 360-degree commander sight. Mobility-wise, you'll be cruising around just like in a good old T-72 at around about 60 km an hour. But also including the terrible reverse speed. It's kinda like a way better version of the Chinese QN506 in literally every aspect. Probably right after the MiG-25 Air event, we might just get the even cooler brother of the BMP-T. The BMP-T-72 is also based on a T-70 chassis, but this time the entire T-70 turret gets replaced with the Terminator module. This time there's also no grenade launchers, reducing the crew size to just 3, with the addition of an even better fire control system. It also has additional slat armor on the rear and side of the chassis, as well as extra armor on the ATGM launchers. Keep in mind that while the original BMP-T is a modified T-72 designed specifically for the BMP-T, the BMP-T-72 is a retrofit of the T-72M. Keeping up with the whole AFV trend, Britain will get its newest addition to the army, the General Dynamics Ajax. It is armed with the 40mm CTC cannon that is also found on the EBRC Jaguar, and can lift a bad boy up to 80 degrees to get rid of helicopters, drones, and slow aircraft with 200 rounds per minute. If Gaijin insists on keeping the EBRC at 11.0, the Ajax will likely end up on the same BR right after the Desert Warrior. Japan is also getting some reinforcements in the anti-air sector, after being left to rot in a ditch with the Tansam Kai. We'll get to see the introduction of the Type 3 Chusam, including its state-of-the-art AESA radar that is capable of capturing 100 targets and tracking 12 targets with a 10-kilometer ceiling. The whole setup usually consists of one target acquisition and designation system, or short TADS, a few transporter erector launchers, TEL, and a batch of support vehicles based on the Toyota Mega Cruiser. The launcher makes use of a vertical launch system to fire several Type 3 medium-range surface-to-air missiles with a launch range of round about 60 kilometers. Now strap in for China to finally receive its long-teased Abrams, just in time with the Taiwanese AH-64E. The M1A2T is essentially an M1A2 SEP-V3, except that the depleted Uranian armor is replaced by FMS export armor. Oh, and also there's no confirmation on whether it gets a base trophy APS system either. Other than that, it is your top-of-the-line Abrams, but with a different paint scheme and a few modifications made by Taiwan. Another funky addition to the glorious Chinese tech tree will be the all-new HQ-11 anti-air system, also known as the Universal Terminal Defense System. The entire setup consists of a TADS unit with AESA, 4 vertical launch 8-cell TEL units, and most importantly, a special truck armed with an 11-barrel LD-3000 Gatling gun, used as a close-in weapon system. Its estimated engagement range is 30 kilometers, and it can handle 32 different targets at the same time. The Freccia Hitfist OWS is an upgraded version of the Freccia. When compared to the version that we have in-game, it has the Hitfist turret. According to what I've been able to find, the Hitfist turret can be fitted with a 30mm Bushmaster autocannon, basically the same gun you can find on the VCC 8030. Next up, we have something very interesting, and while we may be in the naval section of the leak list, I'm not referring to the ships, but rather to the leaks that were posted on the 26th. Then on the 28th, Gaijin posted a dev blog confirming the AK-225. Now, it is entirely possible that the leakers got the AK-225 right by coincidence, but the chances of randomly predicting a ship that no one was talking about is so small that I would be inclined to believe that the leakers are not just guessing. But what do you think about the leak list and the vehicles? Is there any truth to it, or is it all just speculation? And finally, the leaks also claim that the F-18 and Rafale will be getting HMDs. Since this mechanic is already in the game, I'm not going to dwell on this. Instead, let's move on to the next topic. As said in the community update number 9, we will also get new cockpit models, with Smin mentioning the K-29 sooner rather than later, and the Mi-8 definitely not this year. There's also been nothing new or reason to talk about when it comes to the Russian Tor system. Neither Hungary or India will be an independent tech tree, and there will be no top-tier air premium for France this year. Lastly, Smin also confirms that the Hawk 209 will be the only Hawk added this update. So tell me, what vehicle do you hope to see being added in the next update? Let us know in the comments below. Oh yeah, and subscribe.